What if it turns out there is nobody else? This audio course delves into a prospect that is as profoundly unsettling as it is deep. The chance that humanity represents the sole intelligent civilization throughout the entire observable cosmos. The notion of cosmic solitude is an idea that doesn't just reshape your perception of the universe, but also transforms your grasp of our own responsibilities within it. Picture the universe as a boundless ocean, where every star serves as a potential island for life. Within this immense sea, however, the feeling of isolation can be staggering. We have yet to find any unambiguous signals from other civilizations, despite the limitless expanse of space, and this persistent silence can be deeply perplexing. Are we genuinely the only ones? Or is it possible that we simply haven't figured out how to tune into the voices that may be broadcasting from distant stars? This sense of cosmic loneliness forces you to interrogate the fundamental nature of intelligent life itself. What does being intelligent truly mean? Is it defined by the use of tools, the capacity for communication, or something far more profound? While humanity has made incredible strides, you have to wonder what truly distinguishes us from other forms of life that might exist in the far reaches of the universe. Uncovering the answer to that mystery might just bring us closer to comprehending our own existence. Let's reflect on the Fermi Paradox, which poses a significant challenge to our understanding. If the cosmos is so ancient and so vast, why have we found no evidence of intelligent life? For all of human history, we have searched for answers, only to find that each solution uncovers a new layer of questions. It's conceivable that advanced civilizations exist, but are either unable or simply uninterested in contacting us. Alternatively, perhaps intelligent life is an event so exceptionally rare that it has only occurred once on the grand cosmic stage. In this cosmic emptiness, our home, Earth, emerges as a solitary oasis. The very specific conditions of our world made it possible for life to thrive and evolve. This fact, however, brings up a rather unsettling question. Are we merely a lucky accident, or are we an exceptional occurrence that is destined never to be repeated? When you start to view Earth as a sanctuary within an otherwise hostile universe, you gain a new appreciation for the fragility of our own existence. The search for extraterrestrial intelligence has been a monumental collective endeavor, one that extends beyond national borders and academic fields. Through programs like SETI, which stands for the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, scientists have deployed state-of-the-art technology to listen for signals from other worlds. To date, however, the silence has been absolute. This ongoing effort compels us to consider what kind of signals we would be ready to receive, and how profoundly our worldview would shift if we finally heard something. Finding ourselves alone in the universe would have deep and far-reaching consequences. The burden of being the only species with consciousness could feel immense. If we are indeed the only ones, what kind of legacy will we ultimately create? How can we act to ensure our time on this planet has meaning? The concept of being the sole thinking inhabitants of the cosmos can feel like both a tremendous gift and a heavy weight, suggesting that our culture, our art, and our collected knowledge might be the only such things in existence. Imagine that one day, some other intelligence might stumble upon our creations, our ideas, and our stories. What would you want them to learn about us? And what chronicles of our time here would we share? The significance of our legacy becomes strikingly clear when you contemplate the real possibility of being solitary in an otherwise uninhabited universe. The concept of cosmic loneliness also ignites deep philosophical thought. What does it truly signify to be by ourselves in the cosmos? The idea of such ultimate solitude can conjure a profound sadness. Yet it can also serve as a powerful wellspring of inspiration. As you gaze into the star-filled night, you might discover solace in the sheer beauty of the cosmos and in the shared bond of our common humanity. This innate drive for connection can be a steady guide as we navigate moments of great uncertainty. The rare Earth hypothesis prompts you to entertain the idea that life as we know it may be a truly extraordinary phenomenon. If intelligent life is indeed a rarity, it implies that every single person is a miracle in their own right. This shift in perspective could radically alter how you view not just each other, but also our shared environment. Rather than succumbing to feelings of loneliness, perhaps we should instead be celebrating the sheer wonder of our own existence. The ethics of exploring the cosmos also bring up vital questions, demanding that we weigh the consequences of our actions as we push further into space. If we should discover life on another planet, how ought we to engage with it? Ethical accountability becomes absolutely crucial as you consider the prospect of colonizing other worlds. Are you truly prepared to shoulder these kinds of commitments? Humanity's diverse religious and spiritual traditions could also be powerfully impacted by the realization of cosmic solitude. If we are alone, how might that alter our relationship with the divine? This question could trigger a fundamental reassessment of our beliefs, our values, and our search for purpose in a silent universe. Ultimately, the prospect of cosmic loneliness impels us to explore our own quest for meaning and purpose. The notion that we might be the only thinking beings in existence is an invitation to reflect on what we hold most valuable. It could be that the search for meaning itself is one of humanity's most defining endeavors. As you look toward the stars, you can find hope in the idea that even in solitude, our existence possesses an immense and undeniable significance. As we forge ahead on this journey of discovery, you must always remember that Earth is our singular beacon of hope. The duty to care for and protect our home is a responsibility that every one of us shares. This planet is the only place we know of where life, in a form we can comprehend, has flourished. In a universe where cosmic loneliness might just be the standard, the love and connection we cultivate here become more invaluable than ever. The sheer scale of the universe is a concept that can easily leave you feeling breathless. When you look up at the night sky, you have likely been captivated by the seemingly infinite number of twinkling stars. But have you ever stopped to contemplate just how many stars there actually are? The reality is astounding. Our own galaxy, the Milky Way, is thought to contain approximately 100 billion stars, and that's just a single galaxy among the billions that populate the known universe. If you were to try and count every star in the sky, you would quickly realize it's an impossible task that could consume many lifetimes. The prospect becomes even more mind-bending when you realize that each of those stars could host its own family of planets. In fact, many believe planets actually outnumber stars, which brings us to a captivating question. Just how many of these worlds could actually be home to life? To tackle this question, scientists created the renowned Drake equation, a formula designed to estimate the number of technological civilizations within our own galaxy. It incorporates variables like the speed at which new stars are born, the percentage of those stars that have planets, and the odds of life arising on those worlds. This leads to one of the most compelling paradoxes of our time. If the universe is so full of potential, why does it seem so empty? Where is everybody? When you look into the boundless expanse of space, it becomes clear it isn't just an empty void, but a realm filled with mysteries and potential neighbors. Yet, amid this vastness, Earth stands out as remarkably unique, making you wonder what sets our world apart from the innumerable other celestial bodies. The circumstances that permitted life to flourish here are nothing short of exceptional, from our ideal orbit around the sun providing a stable climate, to the atmosphere shielding us from lethal radiation. Earth truly seems to be a rare oasis in a vast cosmic desert. But you have to ask, are the conditions that make Earth so special really all that uncommon? It's possible that within the infinite ocean of stars, many other worlds exist with the right atmosphere and liquid water, which we consider crucial for life. This prompts an even deeper inquiry. Could life exist that doesn't rely on our specific set of rules? Perhaps biology can take forms so alien that they are currently beyond our wildest imagination. Given the sheer numbers and apparently favorable odds, it's easy to assume that life should be widespread. However, the search for biosignatures has been incredibly difficult, making you wonder about the worlds too far to reach, or if our search methods themselves are flawed. This is where human curiosity becomes our greatest asset, compelling us to innovate and ask new questions. With every technological leap, like our advanced telescopes and deep space probes, our odds of a monumental discovery improve, even though the cosmos remains a profoundly mysterious and uncharted frontier. The immensity of the universe forces you to confront not only what lies beyond, but also who you are and your place within it all. Contemplating its scale raises questions about our existence. Does it make you feel insignificant or uniquely precious? Our continued exploration for extraterrestrial life is therefore not just a quest for answers, but a profound opportunity to better understand ourselves. In a way, every discovery is a reflection of our own desire to connect, making the vastness of space an invitation for a journey of self-discovery. The concept of intelligent life is both fascinating and intricate, forcing you to consider what it truly means to be a conscious, reasoning being. At its core, it describes a life form that can think, learn, communicate, and resolve problems. A capacity that distinguishes us from other species on Earth. The kind of intelligence we possess suggests a deeper awareness, an ability to question our own being and understand the world in a way that transcends simple instinct. Our species has evolved abstract thought, which lets us envision the future, produce art, and engineer technology. While creatures like chimpanzees and dolphins show rudimentary tool use, our complex language truly sets us apart, allowing for the expression of incredibly intricate ideas. This makes you wonder if beings on other worlds might possess communication methods just as sophisticated as ours, or perhaps even more so. This exploration of intelligence raises a crucial question. Is technology an inevitable outcome? We often equate technological advancement with intellectual prowess, yet it's plausible that intelligence manifests in diverse ways, tailored to a species' unique evolutionary path. Creativity, for example, is another profound indicator. Our capacity for art, music, and literature is core to what makes us human. What if you were to meet an alien civilization whose intelligence was expressed through channels we have not even begun to conceive of? The incredible diversity of life on our planet shows that creativity appears in countless forms, from the detailed architecture of a bird's nest to the highly organized social structures of ants. It's compelling to consider that intelligence is not just defined by problem-solving skills, but also by the capacity for social relationships. As humans are inherently social, our interactions have profoundly shaped our evolution and growth. It's plausible that intelligent life on other worlds has similarly developed social frameworks that enable them to prosper in their own environments, suggesting that cooperation might be the universal key to any civilization's survival. When you discuss intelligent life, you must also confront the concepts of morality and ethics. A fundamental aspect of our own intelligence is the ability to distinguish between right and wrong, and to make choices that affect others. This prompts us to wonder how alien civilizations might handle moral questions. Would they possess a sense of good and evil that resembles ours? Or could they operate from entirely different ethical perspectives? The implications of intelligent life existing elsewhere are both vast and complex. If we ever did encounter another civilization, how could we even begin a dialogue? Would we be able to comprehend their values and beliefs? The possibilities are truly endless, and just as daunting. Human history is filled with encounters between different cultures, each one providing its own set of lessons and conflicts. So imagining first contact with beings from another world naturally evokes both wonder and a sense of fear. In this examination of what constitutes intelligent life, you also have to consider how different environments could foster different kinds of intelligence. On a planet defined by extreme conditions, what specific skills and adaptations might its inhabitants develop? What could you expect from creatures living in high radiation zones or in the depths of an ocean where sunlight never reaches? The quest for intelligent life is not just about discovering others. It is also a mirror that reflects our own traits back at us. Ultimately, what we can learn about ourselves by exploring the possibility that we are not alone is a central part of this journey. Answering these questions may prove to be just as valuable as the discovery of other civilizations. Exploring the idea of intelligent life confronts us with a maze of questions that compel us to analyze our own existence. Every characteristic we attempt to define, every reflection on intelligence, helps us to better understand our identity and our place within the immense cosmos. The search for answers is an unending journey, driven by curiosity and wonder. The Fermi Paradox is a captivating enigma that invites a deeper exploration of a fundamental question. In a universe teeming with billions of stars and planets, where is everyone? The complete absence of signals from intelligent life is deeply perplexing. Given the sheer number of opportunities for life to arise, the lack of any evidence for advanced civilizations presents a dilemma that forces us to examine the very nature of existence on a cosmic scale. For a moment, contemplate the boundlessness of our universe. With over 200 billion galaxies, each containing billions of stars, the probability of life emerging somewhere seems incredibly high. Despite this vast ocean of possibilities, the reality remains that we have not intercepted a single communication from intelligent beings. What does this silence signify for us? Does it confirm that we are alone? One of the most intriguing theories to arise is that while simple life may be widespread, intelligent life could be extraordinarily rare. It's possible that the development of an advanced civilization capable of communicating across the vastness of space requires such specific conditions that they are almost never met, making intelligence a rare event in cosmic history. Imagining our own existence as a kind of miracle is both an exhilarating and terrifying thought. In this context, it is worth thinking about the civilizations that have existed throughout Earth's history. Societies that rose to advanced states only to fall into obscurity for reasons ranging from natural disasters to devastating wars. If you project this pattern onto the universe, you might wonder if other civilizations reached their peak only to vanish without a trace, making intelligent life a fleeting phenomenon, like a star that shines brightly for only a brief moment before fading away. Fermi also posed a vital question. If there are so many stars like our Sun with planetary systems that could support life, why haven't we detected any evidence of their existence? This paradox compels us to reflect on our own limitations, suggesting that perhaps we are searching in the wrong places or using methods that are ineffective. The search for extraterrestrial life has concentrated on radio signals. But what if other civilizations evolved in ways we simply cannot comprehend? Sometimes, the answer may lie in our very perception of time and space, as a civilization's lifespan might be ephemeral on a cosmic scale. It's conceivable that as a species advances technologically, it might self-destruct before it can ever establish contact with others. What if interstellar civilizations exist, but are fated to always destroy themselves before they can communicate? The arc of human history could even be seen as a reflection of this very pattern. Trying to resolve the Fermi Paradox also leads us to consider the possibility that aliens are simply not interested in us. Imagine other advanced civilizations observing Earth, but deliberately choosing not to interfere. Perhaps they see us as a primitive species, much like we observe animals in a jungle, a concept that raises profound ethical questions about our relationship with the cosmos. Certain hypotheses propose that we are currently navigating a great filter, a colossal barrier that obstructs the rise of advanced civilizations. Should this filter already be in our past, it would imply we have successfully navigated the critical trials required for progress. If, however, this great obstacle still lies in our future, it could signal that unimaginable dangers are yet to come, leaving us to wonder if we are truly ready for what awaits. The Fermi Paradox thus compels us to fundamentally reevaluate our place in the universe. If it turns out that we are genuinely by ourselves in the cosmos, this realization could trigger a deep and profound reflection. Such cosmic solitude might suggest that we have a far greater obligation to safeguard our world and our civilization, elevating the importance of every individual's contribution in an otherwise empty universe. It is also vital that you consider the philosophical weight of this paradox. A cosmos devoid of other civilizations confronts us with questions about the very meaning of our own being. If we represent the sole conscious minds in this immense expanse, then what is our ultimate purpose? Discovering the answers to these inquiries may prove just as critical as the physical search for extraterrestrial life itself. As we delve into these ideas, the Fermi Paradox serves not only to ignite scientific curiosity but also to guide us toward profound introspection. The quest for life among the stars is, in essence, a quest for our own significance. In this way, our cosmic loneliness acts as a canvas, reflecting our deepest hopes and anxieties. And while each astronomical advance brings us nearer to solving this puzzle, the great mystery persists. The search for intelligent life is therefore as much an inward journey as an outward exploration of the cosmos. So we press onward, seeking knowledge not just about life elsewhere, but about ourselves and our unique position in this staggering cosmic arena. Consider Earth, a sanctuary of life in an immense void. Within this vast ocean of stars and galaxies, what seems to be a tiny blue point of light is, in truth, an exceptionally rare treasure. But what truly makes our planet so distinct in this boundless universe? To begin to grasp the answer, you must first appreciate the specific circumstances that enabled life to emerge and thrive in this particular cosmic neighborhood. Picture our planet as a delicate bubble of life suspended in a vast desert of inhospitable worlds, places where temperatures reach brutal extremes, the air is poisonous, or the water essential for life is completely absent. Inside this bubble, Earth is graced with a special combination of features that has fostered the evolution of life. Among the most decisive of these factors is our planet's perfect distance from the Sun. We orbit within a region known as the habitable zone, a celestial sweet spot where conditions are neither excessively hot nor forbiddingly cold. If we were positioned even slightly closer to our star, life as we understand it would likely be impossible. A little farther out, and Earth could have been locked in a permanent ice age. The precision of this orbital placement is both astounding and absolutely vital. Of course, our proximity to the Sun is not the only crucial element. Earth's atmosphere functions as a protective shield, deflecting the most damaging forms of cosmic radiation. It's important for you to realize that without our planet's magnetic field, we would be relentlessly exposed to solar winds powerful enough to erode our atmosphere entirely. This planetary defense system is a primary reason why life was able to take hold here, and not on other worlds that might otherwise appear similar. Water is another indispensable component in the formula for life, and Earth possesses it not just in abundance, but in the correct liquid state. Imagine a world where all water either instantly boiled away or remained forever frozen. The sustained presence of liquid water on our planet has permitted the formation of intricate ecosystems, from the deepest oceans to the smallest streams. Scientists continue to explore the possibility that other worlds may harbor water in different forms, perhaps as subterranean ice or atmospheric vapor. Furthermore, our world is rich with a diversity of chemical elements fundamental to biology, including the carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen that form the very building blocks of our bodies. These elements are like the essential components of a complex machine, without which life, as we know it, could never have assembled. Whether this precise chemical cocktail is a rarity throughout the cosmos remains an open question, adding to the enigma of our search for alien life. Our planet's natural cycles also perform an essential function in maintaining life. From the continuous circulation of water to the global carbon cycle, these systems operate in perfect concert, much like the intricate gears of a finely tuned clock. Life here could not be sustained without these dynamic processes. This leads scientists to wonder whether other planets might host comparable cycles, a question they hope to answer by studying exoplanets with similar characteristics. One of the most remarkable features of our world is its incredible biodiversity. The sheer variety of living things, from microscopic organisms to massive whales, is truly breathtaking. This diversity is not merely for show. It is absolutely essential for the stability of our ecosystems, where the loss of a single species can set off a chain reaction with far-reaching consequences. Imagine the paradigm shift if we were to discover a planet with life, but with a form of biodiversity completely alien to our own. Earth's own timeline is a testament to resilience. Over its long history, our world has endured immense catastrophes, from devastating asteroid impacts to sudden and dramatic shifts in climate. Yet, through it all, life has consistently found a way to adapt, recover, and flourish. This history of destruction and renewal makes you wonder if other worlds might have undergone similar cycles, shaping their own potential for life in ways we are only beginning to imagine. Every living thing on Earth has been molded by its environment, with fundamental forces like gravity dictating everything from the height of mountains to the evolution of organisms. If gravity were significantly different on another world, can you envision what its life forms might look like? These are the kinds of foundational questions we must ask to truly comprehend the possibilities for life on other planets. Earth is a place of marvels, but it is also exceptionally fragile. How we choose to manage our planet will ultimately shape our destiny. As you look out into the cosmos and contemplate the existence of other worlds, it is crucial to remember that this vibrant bubble is the only home we have ever known. The duty to protect its profound beauty and intricate diversity rests entirely on our shoulders. While the quest for life on other planets is undeniably thrilling, it's crucial that we don't overlook the wonders we have right here. This feeling of cosmic solitude invites you to ponder your own place in the universe, because if we are indeed alone in this immense expanse, our obligation to protect and value our Earth becomes profoundly more significant. Venturing into space can be a profound journey of discovery, but it must never serve as a distraction from the treasures we possess at home. Our planet is far more than just a verdant oasis filled with mysteries, adrift in the cosmos. In this seemingly endless void, you have found a sanctuary, a world where life has blossomed in countless spectacular and unforeseen forms. Consequently, the search for other habitable worlds isn't merely a mission for answers. It's a powerful prompt to appreciate and safeguard what is already ours. Whether we are truly the sole inhabitants of the universe is a fascinating question. Yet perhaps the answer matters less than the immense responsibility we have to care for our home. As we scan the heavens for signals that might betray the presence of extraterrestrial intelligence, you find yourself at an intriguing junction. This raises a fundamental query. How can you ever be certain that you are listening or looking in the most promising directions? The hunt for intelligent beings beyond our solar system presents a monumental challenge, yet it is simultaneously an exhilarating adventure as we comb a boundless universe of stars and planets, attempting to intercept a message that could forever alter our understanding of life itself. To capture potential signals from other civilizations, scientists have devised a whole spectrum of methods. Picture yourself walking along a shoreline, collecting seashells. With every wave, new shells are deposited on the sand. But you also encounter countless other objects that aren't what you're seeking. The search for cosmic signals operates on a similar principle, where for every transmission you capture, there are thousands more that are simply noise, either natural interference or echoes from our own technological world. The challenge, then, is to discern a potential message from intelligent life amidst the pervasive cosmic static. One of the most renowned approaches is the project known as SETI, which stands for the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. This initiative employs massive radio telescopes to eavesdrop on the universe, listening for transmissions that might emanate from an advanced civilization. It's much like carefully turning the dial on an old radio, trying to pinpoint a clear station through a sea of hisses and crackles. Except here, the search is not for music, but for a deliberate communication from another world. Scientists are looking for very particular kinds of signals, focusing their efforts on specific frequencies like the 1420 megahertz band. This frequency corresponds to the natural emission line of hydrogen, the most prevalent element in the cosmos. The logic is that any technologically advanced society would recognize its universal significance and use it as a common channel for communication, a simple way of announcing, "We are here." Yet, you must consider the possibility that no one else is broadcasting on this frequency, leaving us shouting into an apparently empty cosmic auditorium. In recent times, technological breakthroughs have enabled scientists to explore entirely new avenues for this search. You are no longer just listening. You are also actively looking. The hunt for optical signals, such as intensely powerful laser beams that could be intentionally directed by other civilizations, has opened a new frontier in this exploration. Imagine that in the pitch black of space, someone aims a beacon directly toward your home. If you happen to be looking at precisely the right moment, you might catch a flash of light confirming that you are not alone. The question is, how many such beacons are shining? And where should you even begin to look? Beyond radio waves and light, scientists are investigating other pioneering techniques. Have you ever encountered the concept of biosignatures? These are chemical markers in the atmospheres of distant planets that could signify the presence of life. Researchers search for specific compounds like oxygen and methane, gases which, on our own planet, are largely produced by living organisms. The theory holds that if you discover the right combination of these gases on an exoplanet, you could be on the brink of an unprecedented discovery. And yet, despite all of your technological progress, you still have not detected a single definitive signal, which raises a tantalizing paradox. If the universe is filled with countless stars and planets, why has there been a persistent silence? This question about our apparent solitude is one of the most profound inquiries in the entire search for intelligent life. While the absence of signals can feel disheartening, it does not deter the effort, as every new attempt brings you one step closer to understanding the universe around us. To aid in this monumental task, scientists have started leveraging the power of artificial intelligence. Imagine you had a tireless assistant capable of sifting through millions of data points in a fraction of a second. This AI could identify subtle patterns invisible to the human eye, helping you filter out the noise and zero in on what might be a genuine signal. However, this development also introduces new questions about our increasing dependency on technology and how that might shape our interpretation of the information we gather. The search for extraterrestrial signals is not just a technical pursuit. It is an endeavor that involves all of humanity, making global collaboration absolutely essential. The key to making real progress may lie in our ability to pool the resources, knowledge, and technologies of different nations to confront this shared challenge. It serves as a potent reminder that while you may feel alone in the cosmos, you are stronger when you work together as a unified species. Ultimately, the quest for cosmic signals is about much more than a scientific mission. It's a deep reflection of our own existence. Every new discovery and each potential signal you investigate provides another small piece of a grand puzzle. While we have yet to find conclusive evidence of intelligent life, that does not confirm its absence. This exploration is a testament to hope, a desire for connection, and the fundamental human need to not be alone, uniting us all in a common and deeply meaningful purpose as we continue to listen and to watch the skies. As our quest continues, it's vital to recognize that each step forward reveals as much about ourselves as it does about the cosmos. Consider the profound effect it would have on our entire worldview if we confirmed our status as the universe's sole conscious civilization. This very possibility forces us to confront the immense responsibilities we would carry as a species unlike any other. While the thought of being isolated in the immense sea of stars can feel daunting, it might also present an unparalleled opportunity. If we are the only intelligent life, then we become the guardians of all knowledge, culture, and history in the entire cosmos. Imagine the universe as a boundless library. In this scenario, we are its solitary librarians, tasked with preserving its vast collection of wisdom and creativity. An incredible privilege, yet a monumental responsibility. The story of humanity is a chronicle of exploration and discovery, but the next great realization could be that no other civilizations exist to offer guidance. Acknowledging that we are truly alone on this cosmic voyage would mean shouldering the full weight of being the protectors of our own existence. This forces us to ask a critical question. Are we genuinely prepared for such a role? The concept of cosmic loneliness extends beyond the mere absence of other intelligent beings. It encompasses the profound moral duty that such solitude imposes. If we are the single instance of conscious life, then every action we take is amplified in significance. Each choice made in our daily lives could resonate throughout the cosmos, fundamentally altering the way we ought to conduct ourselves. Let's turn our attention to our relationship with the planet. If Earth is truly the only sanctuary we will ever know, then it demands our care with a level of love and dedication never before seen. Threats like climate change, deforestation, and pollution are not just problems. If ignored, they could seal the fate of our species. It's a sobering thought that our choices today could decide the future of our one and only home. The duty that comes with being the universe's only sentient species also shapes how we interact with each other. Human history is scarred by conflict, division, and warfare. But perhaps if we truly grasped our cosmic singularity, we would learn to place a higher value on one another and pursue peace with greater resolve. The realization of our solitude could be the very thing that finally inspires us to unite and build a brighter future.
Furthermore, there's a crucial ethical component to our conduct beyond our world. Should we ever make contact with other life forms, we must ask what kind of relationships we intend to forge. Our own history is rife with examples of more technologically advanced societies exploiting those they deemed lesser. This potential cosmic solitude offers a chance to chart a different course, one guided by respect and empathy. This same solitude can also trigger profound self-examination. The question of how we wish to be remembered across the expanse of the universe could become our guiding principle for forging a meaningful legacy. Every piece of art, each scientific breakthrough, and all our cultural milestones would stand as a testament to our time here. Just picture a civilization millions of years from now discovering these remnants of our existence. Would they view them as the sacred artifacts of a species that dared to dream and build? The possibility that we are alone also compels us to reevaluate the importance of collaboration. If we could shift our perspective from seeing each other as rivals to recognizing ourselves as members of a single cosmic family, we could pool our efforts to overcome the immense challenges ahead. Surely there is far greater value in working in unison than in persisting with our divisions. The consequences of being solitary are not confined to Earth. They influence our very search for knowledge. Instead of a deterrent, cosmic loneliness could become the very catalyst that pushes us to investigate the universe's mysteries more intensely, seeking not just other worlds, but a more profound comprehension of who we are. This unique challenge could spark an unprecedented era of innovation, driving humanity to become the best version of itself. On this path of self-discovery, it is crucial that we face our own fragility. A feeling of cosmic loneliness might foster a sense of isolation, yet it simultaneously presents an opportunity to forge deeper bonds with our environment and with each other. It poses the question, can we learn to find solace in our shared humanity, rather than in the hope of finding distant civilizations? Ultimately, being alone in the universe can serve as a powerful call to action. It could motivate us to construct a future that looks beyond our immediate needs, to consider the generations that will follow. As we contemplate this cosmic solitude, we must remember that our duty is to make this existence meaningful every single day. It is a chance to prove that despite the vastness of space, our love for life and our need for connection are strong enough to surmount any obstacle. Consider what it would mean if, in some distant corner of the cosmos, our cultural artifacts were the sole evidence of intelligent life. Within this immense darkness, humanity has forged a legacy that might be utterly unique. From the earliest cave drawings to our most elaborate symphonies, each artistic and scientific achievement forms a part of a great tapestry that could be the only thing to survive in the cosmos. Art, music, and science are our methods for conveying the essence of consciousness and our awe at existence. But what if we are alone in this endeavor? Picture a universe where our tales are the only ones ever told, and our music fades into an eternally silent void. How does this realization truly alter your view of life and our position within the cosmos? When you entertain the idea that we might be entirely alone, it forces you to ask what kind of legacy we are creating. Every piece of art and each scientific breakthrough serves as proof of our time here. The pyramids of Egypt, the plays of Shakespeare, and the theories of Einstein are all fragments of a history that could very well be unique in the universe. Imagine how a civilization millions of years into the future might react to discovering these remnants of our distant past.
Would they perceive them as the ancient artifacts of a species that once dared to dream and build? The cultures on Earth are incredibly diverse, filled with rich nuances and forms of expression. From the passion of Argentine tango to the drama of Italian opera, every art form conveys a unique narrative. But if no other stories exist in the vastness of space, doesn't our culture become an invaluable treasure?
This thought that our creative expressions could be the sole markers of intelligence anywhere brings a strange mix of pride and sadness. The reason for this feeling is that it underscores the profound fragility of our own existence. Science, too, holds a vital place in this heritage. Discoveries ranging from the theory of relativity to the mapping of DNA represent individual bricks in the grand structure of human knowledge, a structure that, without anyone to share it with, stands like a solitary lighthouse in the cosmic dark.
What would it signify for you, for us as a species, to be the custodians of understanding that might never be grasped by any other being? Human history is fundamentally a story of making connections, but what happens when that potential for connection is confined to our own world? If we were to one day encounter another civilization, how would we describe ourselves? Would we present our art, our music, and our scientific milestones? Or would we feel a sense of shame, admitting that we are a species still grappling with its own inner conflicts?
It's possible, however, that in our solitude, humanity could discover a renewed and powerful sense of unity. Perhaps this cosmic isolation will encourage us to place greater value on what we have right here on Earth. Instead of focusing on our divisions, we might start to cherish what makes us all human. In this context, every song, every narrative, and every work of art could transform into a symbol of our shared struggles and victories. This awareness that our culture might be the only legacy could inspire us to protect it more fiercely. What if you truly absorbed the idea that we are the only ones carrying these stories forward? We might then feel a profound urgency to preserve our planet, our cultures, and our collective knowledge, treating them as a treasure not just for ourselves, but for a future that may never even arrive. This forces us to ask what we want to be remembered for. If our creations are the only echoes left in the void, what message should they carry for a potential discoverer? Every lived moment, every felt emotion, and every shared idea becomes a part of a vast archive that, if it remains unshared, will simply dissipate into the immensity of space. Our greatest endeavor, then, might be the search for meaning within a seemingly empty universe. Humanity has woven a rich and complex tapestry of stories and experiences that capture the very heart of what it is to be human. Maybe, through this search, you and I will find the answers we've been seeking. And if we do learn that we are not alone, we can then share our legacy, transforming our isolation into a symphony of collective experience and knowledge across the stars. Ultimately, within this immense cosmos where loneliness can feel overwhelming, our cultural expressions stand as beacons of hope. It would be a profound error to discount the power of human creativity. In a universe that may seem completely indifferent, every poem, every painting, and every scientific discovery is a declaration of our existence, a defiant cry into the silence. Even if cosmic loneliness is our true condition, humanity will perpetually find ways to connect, to create, and to leave its mark. Cosmic loneliness is a concept that can certainly feel intimidating, as it acts like a mirror reflecting our own existence back at us. The notion of being the sole conscious civilization in an endless ocean of stars can stir a combination of awe and fear. What does it genuinely mean to be the only thinking species amid a sea of celestial bodies? In a world where you are accustomed to instant communication,
The very idea of such profound isolation feels foreign and out of place.
Contemplating the sheer scale of the cosmos is a humbling exercise. Picture an infinite ocean, where every single wave is a star, and every bubble a planet. In this unfathomable expanse, all of humanity is just one minuscule ripple. This perspective compels you to question our place in the universe, and ask why, despite the grandeur all around us, we have yet to detect any signs of extraterrestrial intelligence. This question confronts you with the reality of your own existence. This isn't merely a search for other life forms, it's a deeply philosophical inquiry. If you accept that we are alone, then what is the ultimate purpose of our being here? Life might appear to be a common occurrence, but it could also be an extraordinary rarity in a universe that, so far, has offered no other voices. This forces you to think not only about our past as a species, but also about the future, and the legacy we will ultimately leave behind in this vast emptiness. Certain philosophers suggest that being solitary in the universe shouldn't lead you to despair. Rather than seeing this cosmic loneliness as a weight, you can reframe it as a unique chance for introspection and growth. The silence from other civilizations provides a space for you to deeply investigate human nature, explore your own emotions, and gain a more profound sense of self. This solitude also highlights your vital bond with Earth, a precious sanctuary in an immense void, reminding you of the duty to protect this fragile home, if you are indeed its only stewards. The question then arises, how do you guarantee that your history, culture, and collective experiences will survive in this solitude? This very inquiry leads you into a complex maze of further questions, compelling a reevaluation of your fundamental priorities. The things you cherish, your relationships, the quest for understanding, your artistic expressions, acquire a renewed significance against a backdrop of cosmic silence. Each creative endeavor transforms into a powerful affirmation of existence, a deliberate effort to make an impression on a cosmos that might remain forever indifferent. Contemplating this cosmic isolation also forces you to confront the immense responsibility of potentially being the universe's sole conscious species. The moral dimensions of your every action are magnified, making the choices that will impact future generations critically important. If you are truly alone, it becomes imperative that your civilization's story is not just preserved, but is also a source of pride. The way you manage your world and interact with one another is what will ultimately shape the legacy you leave behind. In an immense cosmos where silence appears to be the standard, your voices emerge as signals of hope. And this solitude can actually inspire powerful creativity. The quest for purpose in a seemingly empty expanse fuels the creation of art, literature, and music that deeply captures the human condition. Think about how creators channel feelings of isolation and the search for truth into their work, posing the profound question of what it means if your stories are the only ones left to echo through eternity. This cosmic isolation also beckons you to turn your focus inward, for it is often in profound solitude that you discover a clarity that social life obscures. This kind of introspection becomes a potent vehicle for self-discovery, compelling you to face your limitations and tap into your dormant potential. It's vital to recognize that while the cosmos may appear vacant, your human experience is rich with significance, with each individual life representing a universe of emotions and dreams. Therefore, this loneliness isn't a condemnation, but an opportunity to celebrate existence and treasure the bonds you forged. The existence of life as you understand it presents a paradox, feeling at once commonplace and utterly baffling. It raises the question, what if, across the entire sweep of the cosmos,
Life is not a common occurrence, but an extraordinary event. Something so infrequent it borders on the miraculous. This is the central idea behind the rare Earth hypothesis, a framework that encourages you to investigate what truly makes life a unique phenomenon.
To begin, consider the timeline of your own world. Earth has been around for about 4.5 billion years, and for the majority of that history, it was an inhospitable environment, racked by volcanic activity and cosmic impacts. At a certain juncture, however, a fundamental shift occurred, allowing a tiny part of the planet to host rudimentary organisms. These simple life forms then spent eons diversifying into the incredible array of species you see today, leaving you to wonder why this extraordinary transformation took place on this specific planet and nowhere else. Now, think about the sheer quantity of planets within your home galaxy. Scientific projections indicate that the Milky Way contains over 100 billion stars, and a great number of them are likely accompanied by planets. Despite this abundance of potential worlds, complex life appears to be exceedingly scarce. This begs the question, if the cosmos is so full of opportunities for life to arise, why have you yet to discover any definitive proof of it beyond Earth? A possible explanation could be found in the highly particular set of circumstances that enabled life to flourish on Earth. According to the rare Earth hypothesis, even with billions of planets in existence, the precise requirements for life to begin and evolve are exceptionally uncommon. These prerequisites include being located within a star's habitable zone, which permits liquid water, and possessing the right kind of atmosphere, a life-friendly chemical makeup, and the geological calm needed for intricate ecosystems to mature. It's fascinating to contemplate how few planets might actually satisfy this entire checklist of conditions. Within your own solar system, Earth stands out as seemingly the only world with this perfect balance. For instance, Mars shows evidence of past water but is currently a frigid, arid wasteland. Similarly, moons like Jupiter's Europa and Saturn's Enceladus harbor subsurface oceans, yet their environments are incredibly severe and unwelcoming to life as you know it, reinforcing the idea that life might be a fleeting and highly specific occurrence. This concept of life's rarity confronts you with a profound and unsettling question. What are the implications for humanity if you are truly alone in the cosmos? The potential answer is a double-edged sword, offering both a sense of liberation and a feeling of terror. Being the universe's only sentient inhabitants could grant you a special duty to safeguard your planet and yourselves, but it could also induce a sense of insignificance and isolation in a vast, seemingly empty universe. Ultimately, accepting the rarity of life fundamentally reshapes your perception of your place in the grand cosmic scheme. If intelligent life proves to be a rare phenomenon, then everything we do, our choices, our culture, acquires a profound cosmic significance. It forces you to ask what kind of legacy we will imprint upon an otherwise silent universe. Every work of art, each scientific breakthrough, and all the stories we share could stand as the sole testament to our time here. In this light, the quest for extraterrestrial life transforms into a journey of self-discovery as much as an exploration of the cosmos. You are compelled to contemplate the very essence of being human within a universe where life might be an extraordinary exception. The answer we find could redefine our collective identity and guide the future we aspire to create. The possibility of life scarcity also forces us to examine the function of intelligence on a universal scale. If you accept that we might be one of the very few species, or even the only one, able to ask these profound questions, it follows that our actions should be guided by a powerful sense of purpose and immediacy. Suddenly, the ethical dimension of every choice we make is magnified. Our technology is advancing daily, expanding our capacity to detect signs of life in distant corners of the galaxy. Yet, this progress demands that you question the deeper meaning behind this search for others. If life is indeed a rarity, what responsibilities come with this quest? And should we make contact, how will we conduct ourselves? When you contemplate the potential rarity of life, it's difficult to escape a profound sense of both wonder and humility. The idea that we might be the sole witnesses to our own existence in this immense cosmos inspires a deeper appreciation for everything we have. Against the silent backdrop of cosmic solitude, every personal relationship and each moment of connection feels infinitely more precious. The rare Earth hypothesis compels you to reevaluate your entire understanding of the universe and humanity's place within it. It makes you face the unsettling possibility that even in a cosmos teeming with stars and planets, life itself is an exceedingly rare and precious gift. This perspective offers us a new role, to act as guardians of this rarity, to cherish our home world, and to continue our search in the void, always holding on to the hope that one day we may find we are not alone. The drive to explore space is an ancient human longing, but as you pursue it, a significant ethical problem emerges. What responsibility do we have when we venture to other worlds? If you think of exploring another planet as analogous to settling an untouched island, the parallel becomes clear. From the instant we arrive, we begin to introduce irreversible changes to an ecosystem that has been pristine for eons, a principle that holds true whether on Earth or in space. The ethical considerations of space travel go far beyond simply looking for life. They involve a fundamental respect for the environments you might encounter. For instance, if you were to discover life on Mars, would it be right to meddle with its natural evolution? Or should that world be preserved like a treasured nature reserve? When you remember that our own existence is the product of millions of years of delicate evolutionary balance, you have to ask if we can justify risking that same process elsewhere. It's fascinating to consider how a strong ethical framework could shape our decisions as we explore. If you suspect that other planets might host even microbial life, you must accept that your actions could carry immense consequences and question whether you're prepared for that burden. Moreover, this ethical compass isn't just for other worlds. How you treat your own planet is a powerful predictor of your behavior across the cosmos. If we cannot manage our own home responsibly, what moral authority do we have to venture to others? Our own history is a catalog of colonization, where powerful nations exploited new lands without regard for the long-term impact. The potential for a similar pattern in space exists, but the fallout could be infinitely more severe, affecting realms beyond our own. You have to ask if we are truly ready to avoid repeating the errors of our past on a planetary scale. These are not simple questions, as they pit our innate human curiosity against our capacity for deep, ethical reflection. The challenge lies in striking a balance between our drive to explore and our duty to preserve. Perhaps the very search to ease our cosmic loneliness could foster a more profound sense of responsibility within us. Concepts like science fiction's prime directive, which advocates non-interference with developing civilizations, feel increasingly relevant. If you were to encounter intelligent life, would you honor its sovereignty, or would you yield to the impulse to intervene and improve it? Venturing into space also forces you to confront a fundamental question about humanity's purpose. If we confirm that we are alone, how will that knowledge shape our ethical code? Will it make us more responsible stewards, or will it liberate us from any sense of obligation? The most noble path invites you to imagine a future where humanity serves as a guardian of the cosmos instead of its conqueror.
a change in mindset that could unlock sustainable progress both here and among the stars. By embracing this responsibility, you can discover a renewed sense of purpose for our entire species. Every step we take into the cosmos must be deliberate, marked by careful thought about the potential outcomes of our actions. Exploration, then, is revealed to be not just a march of technological advancement, but a profound moral pilgrimage. You must decide how you want to be remembered, as a species that sought to comprehend the universe, or as one that carelessly consumed it. In the final analysis, the ethics of space exploration serve as a direct reflection of our own humanity. They present you with a challenge to become better, to learn from past errors, and to temper your innate curiosity with a genuine sense of love and respect for the unknown. When you gaze at the stars, it's important to remember that we are all part of an immense ecosystem, and the choices we make possess the ability to influence not just our own destiny, but the destiny of the entire cosmos. The concept of cosmic loneliness presents questions that delve far deeper than simple curiosity. How would you, and all of humanity, react upon discovering that we are the only conscious minds in a vast universe teeming with lifeless stars and planets? The consequences of such a revelation would be profound, impacting not only our scientific understanding, but also shaking the very foundations of our identity and purpose. The suggestion that we are utterly alone in the universe has the power to challenge our most fundamental beliefs and radically alter the way we perceive our own existence. This feeling of solitude in the cosmos is not merely an abstract thought. It can connect deeply with the core of our human experience. If you envision the boundless expanse of space as an infinite ocean, then every star becomes a remote island. We, in turn, are like tiny vessels sailing in search of answers. And in that vastness, it's easy to feel entirely lost. What does this reality mean for our spirituality? And what is our rightful place in this immense sea of emptiness? Throughout human history, people have turned to religion and philosophy in their search for answers to these very questions. Foundational beliefs about the universe's creation, the presence of a higher power, and the ultimate purpose of life have shaped countless cultures across the globe. Yet, how does the possibility of our cosmic solitude fit within these traditional frameworks? For some, this loneliness might serve as a powerful confirmation of their faith, but for others, it could pose a direct threat to the teachings they hold dear. Every spiritual tradition on Earth has provided its own answers regarding the meaning of life and our connection to something divine. But what happens if science presents you with the compelling possibility that no other intelligent beings exist anywhere else? This scenario could spark a crisis of faith for many individuals, while for others, it might open the door to rethinking and redefining their spiritual beliefs. Cosmic loneliness can, therefore, compel us to confront our deepest questions and discover new answers from within ourselves. For a moment, picture a philosopher grappling with this exact dilemma. They might arrive at the conclusion that if we are truly alone, then the entire responsibility for creating meaning in the universe rests solely upon our shoulders. In an otherwise empty cosmos, every gesture of kindness, every piece of art, and every scientific breakthrough acquires an extraordinary significance. Loneliness, in this light, transforms into a catalyst for creativity and compassion, pushing you and me to forge a legacy that truly matters. Seen this way, our cosmic solitude can also inspire a profound sense of unity. If all of us share this unique experience of inhabiting a single planet, adrift in a vast void, we might discover a new and powerful form of connection with one another. The idea that we are the only minds capable of consciousness could nurture a spirit of community and cooperation, elevating every human life to be seen as something irreplaceable and invaluable. However,
It's equally important for you to recognize the fear that can surface from this realization of loneliness. What if, in our quest to find meaning, we become overwhelmed by the thought that we alone bear the weight of our destiny? This fear has the potential to breed a sense of hopelessness, opening up an existential void that may feel impossible to navigate. But what if you chose to see this solitude not as a burden, but as a remarkable opportunity for growth and evolution? Human history is a long story filled with moments of isolation and the persistent search for connection. From an artist crafting a masterpiece in solitude to a scientist working tirelessly in a lab, each one of us has known loneliness in some form. This universal experience could be the very thread that binds us together in our grand search for answers about our existence. Naturally, you and I find solace in the beliefs and relationships that surround us, our families, our friends, and our communities. But what if we were to discover that our most profound connection arises not from seeking answers outside of ourselves, but from forging stronger bonds with one another as fellow human beings? In this way, cosmic loneliness could become the very catalyst that brings us together, encouraging us to value each other more and to cherish the sheer beauty of life itself. Reflecting on our existence can guide you to a place of greater empathy and love. When you accept that every single person is facing their own private struggles, their own loneliness, and their own search for meaning, you can become more understanding and supportive. This change in perspective can be a potent antidote to the fear that cosmic loneliness often stirs within us. Human culture also plays a pivotal role in this story, as we have discovered ways to express our solitude and our quest for connection through art, music, and literature. Ultimately, the reality of cosmic loneliness calls on us to think about the future. If we are truly the only ones here, how do we want our species to be remembered? Every action we take and every decision you make has the potential to leave an indelible mark on human history. This solitude may be our greatest challenge, but it is also our greatest opportunity to shine. As we explore this concept, let's remember that even though the universe is immense and silent, each of us has the power to build meaningful connections right here on Earth. The profound questions about our existence and our place in the cosmos posed by cosmic loneliness are inescapable. Staring into the night sky, you can't help but wonder if we are the only ones searching for answers. This anxiety, a companion to humanity since our earliest days, strikes a deep chord within us all. The search for meaning is an inseparable part of who we are, and the idea of being alone can feel like both a heavy burden and a unique chance to define ourselves, even if it makes us feel as small as a single drop in a vast, silent ocean. At the same time, this feeling can motivate you to find your own place within that cosmic ocean. Contemplating your existence can reveal that significance is found not in the number of other civilizations, but in the depth of your experiences and the quality of your relationships right here. The art, music, literature, and science you contribute become the heritage you leave for others. If your civilization were the only one, what meaning would all your creative efforts hold in the universe's vast design? Ultimately, what may truly count is not the existence of others like you, but the way you decide to live and the potential for your actions to echo far beyond your lifetime. Every act of creation is a reflection of your quest for meaning, an attempt to make a mark on the cosmos, even if it lasts for just a fleeting moment. While loneliness can often feel crushing, it can also provide a fertile ground for profound reflection and personal development. Many philosophers have pondered the essence of life and the pursuit of purpose, raising the question, could it be that this sense of cosmic isolation drives you to explore your humanity more deeply? Confronting the possibility that you are alone compels you to cherish your interactions, forge more profound connections, and cultivate a greater sense of empathy. The quest for answers to these existential questions is rarely a solitary endeavor, as communities have always formed around them throughout history. Cosmic solitude can serve as a catalyst, uniting people in their shared search for meaning. Instead of viewing the emptiness as a deficiency, you can see it as an invitation to investigate and tell your stories. It's a fascinating thought that this search might be a fundamentally collective human experience. The question of your solitude in the universe also forces you to face the reality of your own limitations, where, in the face of such immensity, your daily worries can seem insignificant. Yet, it is precisely in these moments of deep introspection that you begin to unearth what you genuinely value. The very things that define you as human, such as your capacity to love, to create, and to dream. Cosmic loneliness can serve as a powerful reminder that, despite the vast distances separating everything, your shared human experiences are a powerful, unifying force. This is where philosophy and science often merge in the search for answers. Scientific discoveries about the universe reveal that despite its incredible scale, every star and every particle has a specific place. While science encourages you to ask questions, explore the unknown, and make new discoveries, what happens when it fails to provide the answers you seek? This is where philosophy steps in, offering frameworks to help you comprehend what remains beyond your understanding, and giving you the chance to seek answers from within. Life on Earth is an extraordinary phenomenon, one that some might even describe as a miracle. When you consider the possibility of being alone in the universe, you can develop an even greater appreciation for the staggering beauty of your planet and your own life. This perspective challenges you to become a guardian of this home, to treasure each moment, and to acknowledge the inherent fragility of your own existence. Contemplating the future is equally vital, because if you are truly alone, the entire weight of progress and prosperity rests on your shoulders. This realization brings you to a critical question. What kind of legacy do you wish to leave behind? Cosmic loneliness can be a potent reminder that every action you take has enduring consequences that can shape the lives of all future generations, connecting you to them in a profound way. This deep link between your loneliness and your search for purpose is also mirrored in your relationship with nature and the cosmos. As you gaze at the stars, you might experience a mix of awe and a sense of yearning. The sheer vastness of space can make you feel small, yet it can also inspire your greatest ambitions. What if you started to view this loneliness not as a burden, but as a chance to dream big and build a future that embodies your deepest aspirations? Cosmic solitude can also be a gateway to exploring your own spirituality. While some find solace in established religious beliefs, others might discover answers through their connection to the universe or the natural world. The question of whether you are alone can become a powerful catalyst for reflecting on what you hold sacred and the role spirituality plays in your pursuit of meaning within such an immense cosmos. Each person has a unique story and a distinct path to follow, but cosmic loneliness reminds you that, while the universe may be vast, your shared experiences are what bind you together as humanity. The search for meaning can feel like a solitary undertaking, but it doesn't have to be. By joining together in this quest, you can find solace in connection and in the power of sharing your stories. This feeling, far from being a weight, can transform into a powerful drive to uncover what is truly important, inviting you to explore the full spectrum of your emotions and to value the bonds you forge with others. Ultimately, the quest for meaning in a seemingly empty universe can evolve into a journey of self-discovery,
leading you to a better understanding of yourself and your place in the grand scheme of things. So the next time you look up at the stars, remember that while the feeling of cosmic loneliness can be immense, it is also an invitation to explore, to create, and to connect. In the end, it is you who assigns meaning to your own existence. And perhaps in that search for understanding, you will find that you are never truly by yourself. Earth stands as a radiant mystery in the deep blackness of space, a tiny haven floating in an ocean of nothingness, where life has carved out a corner to thrive.
What is it that makes your planet so special? What sets it apart as the only home you've ever known in a potentially desolate universe? To grasp the true importance of protecting your home, you must first recognize that Earth is more than just a physical location. It is an intricate, self-sustaining system that has supported life for billions of years. From its deep blue oceans to its towering mountains, every feature has been sculpted by natural forces and, very often, by life itself. This raises a critical question. What will happen if you cease to protect this delicate equilibrium? The biodiversity that flourishes on Earth represents a treasure of incalculable worth. Every single species, from the most minute bacterium to the magnificent elephant, holds an essential position within the intricate web of life, and its loss can have cascading effects you may not fully comprehend. This intricate web of life, however, is being threatened by human activities like deforestation, pollution, and the escalating climate crisis. It forces us to ask a difficult question. Could we truly be responsible for the destruction of our own home? Scientists are issuing a stark warning that if we fail to alter our current trajectory, Earth could face a catastrophe of unprecedented scale. So, what does this planetary crisis mean for you and me as individuals? The reality is that every single one of us holds the power to influence change. Seemingly small, everyday choices like cutting back on plastic, conserving energy, or backing sustainable projects can collectively create a monumental impact. The destiny of our species is fundamentally tied to the vitality of our world. If it turns out that Earth is the only place where intelligent life ever emerged, then its protection rightfully becomes our highest mission. In safeguarding our environment, we are also guaranteeing the survival of all the generations yet to come. Isn't that a legacy worth dedicating ourselves to? Throughout history, cultures across the globe have understood Earth's significance, from ancient societies that worship the natural world to modern philosophies that champion a deep connection with our environment. There is a universal agreement. Our planet is a sacred place. But what are the consequences when we lose sight of this bond? Becoming detached from nature can trigger not just an ecological breakdown, but a spiritual void as well. In the face of our cosmic solitude, taking care of the Earth transforms into an act of profound defiance. It is an affirmation that we are here, and that we belong to something immeasurably larger than ourselves. Our world is the only home we have, and in defending it, we are also preserving our very identity as a species. Isn't that a compelling enough reason to take action? The role of environmental education is absolutely essential in this context. A true understanding of how our planet functions makes us far more conscious of our actions and their far-reaching effects. Teaching younger generations about sustainable development is akin to planting seeds of hope that will one day flourish. Can you envision a future where every child is raised with both the knowledge and the drive to protect our world? Science also offers a crucial part of the solution for preserving our planet. Breakthroughs in renewable energy, methods for resource conservation, and strategies for ecosystem restoration are just a few examples of how we can begin to undo the harm we've caused. When used with care, technology can become a formidable ally in the struggle to protect life on Earth.
Global cooperation represents another indispensable piece of the puzzle. In a deeply interconnected world, environmental crises do not respect national borders. Climate change, the loss of biodiversity, and widespread pollution are threats that demand a unified global response from all of us. How can we, as a single human family, come together to tackle these monumental issues? A sense of solidarity between nations and communities is the only way to forge a sustainable future. In this quest for hope, it's easy to feel crushed by the sheer magnitude of the problems we face. Yet, history shows us that humanity has successfully conquered immense challenges before. From the hard-won battles for civil rights to the eradication of terrible diseases, we have demonstrated that when we unite with a common purpose, we can achieve what once seemed impossible. Why can't we apply that same fierce determination to protecting our home?
Earth, with all its flaws and imperfections, remains an invaluable gift. It isn't merely a location where we reside, but the very stage upon which our entire lives, our histories, and our aspirations play out. Every tree, every river, and every single creature sharing this planet possesses an intrinsic worth that demands our protection. Our cosmic loneliness might feel intimidating, but it can also serve as a powerful source of motivation.
This solitude reminds us that we are the designated guardians of this one-of-a-kind home, and our responsibility is therefore immense. By caring for the Earth, you connect with your own essence and with the boundless universe that envelops us. Ultimately, the fate of humanity rests squarely in our hands. By transforming Earth into a beacon of hope, we can ensure that life, in all its magnificent forms, has a chance to flourish. The notion of humanity's future in an otherwise empty cosmos stirs a complex mix of awe and apprehension. What would it signify for us to be the sole conscious civilization in the vastness of space? This question touches not only on science but also on philosophy, ethics, and our deepest aspirations as a species. On this journey, let's explore what our existence might resemble in a universe where no other intelligent life appears to be waiting. Picture for a moment that you are on a vessel navigating an infinite ocean. While the horizon may seem full of possibility, each passing wave can also bring a profound sense of isolation. This is a reflection of our experience as humanity, adrift in the immense cosmos with the growing possibility that we are utterly alone. While this scenario is unsettling, it also offers us a remarkable opportunity to unite and cooperate in overcoming the challenges we collectively face. Human history has been defined by exploration, an insatiable curiosity, and a deep-seated need to find our place in the universe. As we gaze up at the sky, we inevitably face the question of what our future holds. If we are truly on our own, what kind of legacy will we ultimately leave behind? The immense responsibility to safeguard all knowledge, culture, and life itself falls directly upon our shoulders. This profound duty means that every choice you make, from environmental protection to international cooperation, becomes an act of devotion to the generations that will follow. The search for answers about our collective destiny is more than an intellectual pursuit. It is a clear summons to action. The critical question is, how do we ensure the long-term survival of our species? The solution may be found in our capacity to adapt and to learn. Throughout natural history, the species that have endured are those which have shown an incredible degree of flexibility. If humanity hopes to advance toward a more promising future, we must be willing to evolve, to challenge our own behaviors, and to welcome new ways of thinking. The potential absence of other civilizations could present an opportunity to redefine what it truly means to be human. Without any other species for comparison, we can focus inward on our own unique strengths and weaknesses, free from distraction, perhaps leading us toward a new renaissance where creativity and innovation flourish to fill the silence around us. Ultimately, if we find that no other voices exist in the cosmos, the significance of our own voice grows immeasurably. Confronting the possibility of our solitude forces you to re-examine your relationships with others. This sense of cosmic isolation could drive us to value our human connections with a newfound intensity, prompting you to ask what friendship, love, and community truly signify in a seemingly barren universe. It's possible this awareness would compel us to cultivate more profound and meaningful bonds, turning every single interaction into something to be treasured. Human history can be seen as one continuous pursuit of connection. We have consistently strived to share our narratives and experiences, from the formation of the earliest communities to the rise of today's social networks. If you consider a universe devoid of other intelligent life, this fundamental drive for connection gains an even greater urgency. In such a scenario, forging bonds between different cultures and nations is no longer merely an effort in mutual understanding. It becomes a critical method for securing the unity and resilience of our species against any challenge. The destiny of our civilization is also deeply intertwined with our capacity to dream. Imagination has consistently been the engine for humanity's most remarkable accomplishments, such as when astronauts stared into the cosmos and envisioned settling on other worlds. You must permit yourself to have grand aspirations. Even in our solitude, what if we could devise ways to push beyond the confines of our homeworld? The exploration of space might just be the very answer to our quest for both connection and purpose. The realm of science fiction has explored this very theme through a multitude of lenses. Writers and directors have crafted visions of futures where humanity discovers other intelligent life, alongside stark portrayals of a reality where we must face our cosmic isolation alone. These fictional accounts offer you a chance to contemplate your own life and ambitions. Through these narratives, you can ask what wisdom we can glean about navigating the immense emptiness of space and discovering purpose within our own existence. The prospect that we are the universe's sole conscious species also introduces profound ethical and moral questions. If you accept that we are alone, it demands we consider how to treat our planet and all who live on it. What kind of obligation do we have to any other life forms that we might one day find? It's possible that this confrontation with cosmic solitude presents a unique chance to evolve into more responsible guardians of our world, with a deeper awareness that every choice we make affects the entire web of life. Looking ahead, it is absolutely essential for you to hold on to hope. The chronicle of human existence is a story of both immense challenges and incredible successes. While the idea of cosmic solitude might appear overwhelming, it could also act as the perfect incentive for us to come together and build a superior future. In our fight against isolation and doubt, worldwide cooperation emerges as an exceptionally potent instrument. The future remains unwritten, and the course we take will be defined by the decisions you and I make today. Although the thought of being utterly alone is certainly disquieting, you might also find it strangely liberating. It presents us with a chance to reshape our very definition of being human, and to transform our engagement with the world around us. In this light, humanity's future rests not just in our actions, but within our thoughts and emotions. Though solitude can be a source of pain, it can equally serve as a powerful driver for creativity and new ideas. When you look up at the night sky, you might realize that genuine connection comes not from seeking others, but from truly comprehending and embracing the singularity of our own journey.
One of the most captivating frontiers in the field of astrobiology is the potential for microbial life on other worlds. You should picture faraway planets circling stars in solar systems completely unknown to us, worlds that could harbor life forms radically different from anything on Earth. It compels you to wonder what this life could possibly be like, and to contemplate the profound significance of its discovery. Here on our own planet, microbial life is truly ubiquitous, existing everywhere from the ground under your feet to the abyssal depths of the sea. These minuscule organisms can endure the most severe conditions imaginable, including intense radiation, punishing temperatures, and chemical environments that appear inhospitable to life. Their resilience naturally leads you to question whether comparable life forms might thrive on other planets, perfectly adapted to their own set of extreme circumstances. The quest to find microbial life on other planets has recently entered a thrilling new phase. For decades, our focus has been drawn to Mars, our red-hued neighbor. The mounting evidence of water, whether locked in ice or as atmospheric vapor, strongly hints that the planet might have supported life in its past. Yet you must ask a crucial question. Is the mere presence of water definitive proof that life once flourished there? Looking past Mars, your attention is drawn to the icy moons of Europa and Enceladus, which circle Jupiter and Saturn. These celestial bodies are believed to conceal vast liquid water oceans beneath their frozen crusts. This naturally raises the question of whether microbial life could be thriving in those hidden seas, awaiting our discovery. You can think of these moons as cosmic time capsules. Each mission we send is akin to cracking open an ancient tome filled with extraordinary secrets about the nature of life in the cosmos. This search for microscopic organisms is not confined to our own solar system. The discovery of exoplanets, worlds that orbit distant stars, has unveiled a truly staggering variety of planetary systems. A number of these planets reside within what scientists call the habitable zone, where the environment could potentially support life as we understand it. But this prompts a more profound thought. What about life as we don't understand it? The possibility that life could be founded on a completely different kind of biochemistry forces you to stretch the very limits of your imagination. So, what are the true ramifications of discovering microbial life elsewhere? If you were to find microorganisms on Mars or one of the icy moons, the meaning for humanity would be immense. It would signify that life is not a phenomenon unique to Earth, but rather a natural process that is unfolded in various locations throughout the universe. Such a discovery would revolutionize our very conception of life, and fundamentally alter our perception of our place within the cosmos. The potential discovery of microbial life also brings up critical ethical considerations regarding our function as explorers. Should we find life, no matter how simple, you are immediately faced with the question of our obligation to it. Do we have a duty to preserve it untouched, or does the pursuit of knowledge grant us the right to study it? Our own history is filled with examples of irresponsible interactions with new life forms on this planet, which makes you wonder if we can ever learn from those mistakes. The search for microbial life is not simply about satisfying scientific curiosity. It holds profound implications for how we understand the very nature of life and its evolutionary path. This pursuit drives us to confront foundational questions, such as whether life can emerge independently throughout the universe, or if it follows a single, predetermined course. Discovering even the simplest microbes would encourage us to look toward the future, prompting us to ask if this is the first step toward finding more complex organisms, and maybe even advanced civilizations somewhere in the cosmos. Exploring other worlds in the hunt for microbial life is an undertaking that demands international cooperation. How humanity chooses to unite its resources and knowledge to face this challenge will ultimately determine our ability to solve cosmic riddles, and perhaps learn that we are not alone after all. Ultimately, contemplating life on other planets forces you to reflect on your own existence. If we are solitary in the universe, what is our purpose? And if we are not, what does that mean for our identity and our beliefs? The search for life becomes a search for ourselves and our place in the cosmic void, where the mere possibility of microbes is a beacon of hope, reminding us that the universe is vast, mysterious, and full of unexplored possibilities. In the quest for answers to our cosmic loneliness, artificial intelligence has become a pivotal topic. But can it truly help us grasp our place in the universe? You can imagine a vast, mysterious ocean where each wave is an unanswered question. In this ocean, AI functions like a lighthouse, illuminating paths that were once shrouded in darkness. Artificial intelligence possesses the ability to process incredible amounts of data, far more rapidly than any human could. Consider that in just 1 second, it can analyze millions of signals from space, hunting for patterns that might suggest the presence of extraterrestrial life. It's like having a team of detectives tirelessly sifting through clues in an immense cosmic puzzle. But what do we do when we find signals that we cannot explain? Artificial intelligence does more than just search for these signals. It can assist in interpreting what we discover. You can think of it as an intergalactic translator, capable of deciphering the language of the cosmos. If we ever intercept a transmission from another civilization, AI would be essential to understanding its meaning. This, however, raises the question of whether we are truly prepared for what such a discovery would entail. The implications of finding intelligent life are immense. If AI helps us confirm we are not alone, how would that discovery reshape our identity as a species? This technology creates more questions than it solves, forcing us to ask if we can handle the emotional weight of knowing there are others like us out there. The possibilities are both exhilarating and deeply unsettling. Could artificial intelligence, in its drive for knowledge, eventually become more intelligent than we are? Imagine an AI that not only finds answers, but begins to formulate its own unique understanding of the universe. This brings up another complex dilemma. If we establish contact, who should be in charge of that communication? Us or our most advanced creation? Additionally, artificial intelligence can assist in designing the spacecraft and technologies that will enable us to explore beyond our solar system. Picture a mission to an exoplanet that might harbor life. With AI, we could optimize the journey, minimize the dangers, and maximize the odds of success on this cosmic venture. But this also makes you ask what risks you are willing to take in the name of discovery. Ethics also become a major factor when we consider using AI in space exploration. We must determine our responsibilities in deploying this technology. If we create an AI that can engage with other civilizations, how do we guarantee it will act in humanity's best interests? These questions are critical because AI is more than a tool. It is a partner in our search, and we must be deliberate about how we use it. The search for extraterrestrial life also fuels interest in how AI can help us understand life itself and what defines an intelligent civilization. It can analyze patterns of life here on Earth and apply that knowledge to other worlds, helping us search for biological signatures in places we would never have considered looking. Could there be forms of life entirely unlike our own that are still worthy of our attention? The potential for artificial intelligence extends beyond just the search for life. It can help us comprehend our own existence by analyzing data from our history and evolution, offering a unique perspective on how we became who we are. This raises another profound question. Can AI help us find a sense of purpose within this vast cosmic loneliness? However, a heavy reliance on artificial intelligence also brings up serious concerns, as we risk handing over too much authority to these systems. History has repeatedly shown that the pursuit of knowledge can have unintended consequences, which makes it vital to maintain a balance between our curiosity and our caution. Just as ancient sailors depended on the stars to navigate, we now rely on AI to chart our path through the universal ocean. But what happens if it sets a course we never intended to follow? Discussions about our future in space must include these very themes. As you move forward, it's essential to recognize that artificial intelligence is simply an extension of our own innate curiosity, allowing us to probe the unknown and challenge our limitations. In doing so, however, we must maintain our connection to what makes us human. The search for answers to our cosmic loneliness, therefore, becomes a shared mission, where artificial intelligence and humanity function as two parts of a puzzle that, when united, provide a much clearer view of the universe around us. Cosmic solitude does not have to be a grim fate. With artificial intelligence as our ally, you have the chance to explore, to discover, and possibly to find a more profound meaning for our existence. When all is said and done, amid the sheer immensity of the cosmos, the pursuit of connection and understanding is one of the greatest adventures you could ever undertake. The question is, are you prepared to take that next step? Cosmic loneliness presents a challenge that humanity must confront in a singular way. Within the boundless universe, where stars glitter like distant lighthouses, the thought that we might be the only thinking creatures can be staggering. But what if this solitude is not an isolating predicament, but rather an open invitation to global cooperation? Seen from this perspective, combining our efforts becomes a pressing need. When you consider space exploration, it is easy to picture separate teams of scientists working in their labs in different corners of the world. But the quest for answers about our destiny is far more than an intellectual exercise. It is a direct call to action. How can you ensure the survival of our species? The key may be found in our capacity for adaptation and learning. Throughout history, the species that have survived are the ones that showed incredible flexibility. If humanity wants to advance toward a brighter future, you must be ready to evolve, to re-examine your habits, and to welcome new concepts. The absence of any other known civilizations could be a chance to redefine what it means to be human. Without any other species for comparison, we can concentrate on our own strengths and weaknesses, free from distraction. It's possible this could spark a new renaissance, where creativity and innovation thrive in an effort to fill the void that surrounds us. In the end, if there are no other voices in the universe, our own voice becomes that much more resonant. Faced with the prospect of being alone, you also have to consider the effect on our interpersonal bonds. Cosmic loneliness may drive us to value our human connections more profoundly. What do friendship, love, or community truly signify in a universe that appears to be devoid of life? Perhaps this reality will compel us to form deeper, more meaningful relationships, in which every single interaction is treated as a precious gift. The history of humankind has been a continuous quest for connection. From the earliest communities to today's social networks, we have always tried to share our stories and experiences. In a cosmos without other intelligent beings, this pursuit becomes even more essential. Constructing bridges between cultures and nations is not merely an exercise in understanding. It is a method for making sure our species stays united and resilient when faced with adversity. The future of our civilization is also deeply intertwined with our capacity to dream. Imagination has served as the catalyst for humanity's greatest achievements,
such as astronauts looking into the cosmos and dreaming of colonizing other planets. You must permit yourselves to dream big. What if, despite our loneliness, you find methods to expand beyond our world? Space exploration might be the solution to our hunt for connection and meaning. However, the reality of the matter is that space is an immense challenge that no one country or organization can tackle alone. The search for extraterrestrial life and the exploration of other worlds demand the joint efforts of nations, cultures, and various disciplines. Like a puzzle, every single piece you contribute is crucial to finishing the overall picture of the universe. The question is, how can we unite in this endeavor?
The solution lies in communication and collaboration. Throughout history, we have witnessed humanity accomplish incredible things when joined by a common cause. Think about the space missions. When humans first stepped onto the moon, it was the outcome of a collective effort that united engineers, scientists, and visionaries from every part of the globe. Consequently, every small step in space exploration serves as a reflection of our capacity to work as one.
As soon as you begin to perceive space exploration as a global undertaking, other compelling questions surface. What would happen if one day we detected a signal from another civilization? How would we react? International cooperation would be essential. We would have to pool our resources, knowledge, and experience to interpret the message and determine how to proceed. In this situation, every party would play a vital role, much like musicians in an orchestra, where each instrument adds to the symphony. Moreover, it is important for you to acknowledge that this unity is not restricted to the hunt for extraterrestrial life. Earth is facing urgent problems, such as climate change and the conservation of our resources. Global cooperation on these issues shows that, while we may be alone in the universe, we are all interconnected on our planet. By working in concert to care for our home, you are also laying the groundwork for a future in which we might one day share the cosmos with other intelligent beings.
Imagine for a second that this cooperation spreads to education. If you foster an interest in science and exploration among young people all over the world, you will be nurturing a generation of global thinkers who can unite in the search for answers. Curiosity about the cosmos should not be a privilege for a select few. It ought to be a summons to all of humanity. In this framework, education and science must serve as bridges that join people together, regardless of their background, and technology plays a pivotal role in this process. Digital platforms and social media have made it possible for us to disseminate information and new findings almost instantly. Consider for a moment a research team in Africa working seamlessly with scientists in Europe to interpret data from an exoplanet. Technology has effectively dismantled geographical barriers, presenting us with an unparalleled opportunity for worldwide collaboration. Nevertheless, we must also acknowledge the inherent challenges in this kind of cooperation, as political, cultural, and economic agendas can make unifying our efforts incredibly complex, and history is filled with examples of national rivalries impeding progress. But what might happen if we tried a different strategy? If we focused on putting the collective welfare of humanity before individual ambitions, we could unlock extraordinary advancements. Global cooperation is about more than just merging our capabilities. It involves a profound exchange of visions. Every culture possesses its own distinct method for interpreting the universe, and by bringing these perspectives together, we not only enhance our scientific knowledge, but also nurture a crucial sense of shared belonging, which is essential when the feeling of cosmic loneliness threatens to make us feel insignificant. The diversity of our ideas and methods could very well be our greatest asset in the quest for answers. The story of humanity is marked by countless instances of unity when confronted by immense challenges. From the early days of exploring our own oceans to the later conquests of space, each major leap forward has been driven by cooperation and a collective will. Therefore, our cosmic solitude shouldn't be viewed as a depressing reality, but rather as an urgent summons to action. The very chance that we are alone in the cosmos should compel us to collaborate and build a global community dedicated to understanding and exploring the universe.
In the long run, this united effort could guide us not only to the discovery of other life-sustaining worlds, but also to a more profound comprehension of our own position in the cosmos. It would be akin to discovering a message from a distant friend in space, a powerful confirmation that even across unimaginable distances, connection remains possible. Ultimately, the quest for extraterrestrial life serves as a mirror reflecting our own humanity. The immensity of our solitude pushes us toward greater unity, deeper solidarity, and the collective will to overcome any obstacle.
The stars above us seem to watch over our journey, inviting us to become part of something far larger than ourselves. The duty to protect our planet while simultaneously exploring the cosmos is a mission we must face as one, armed with hope and resolve. In this grand narrative, each one of us has a part to play. Whether it's through active research, education, or simply maintaining a sense of wonder, we can all take part in the great adventure of space exploration. The concept of cosmic loneliness has long been a fertile ground for writers and filmmakers, prompting them to ask a fundamental question. What if, in this sprawling universe of endless possibilities, we are the only conscious life? This single question has fueled innumerable science fiction stories that delve into not just our solitude, but also our intricate relationship with the cosmos. From the earliest tales to the latest blockbusters, science fiction holds up a mirror, urging us to contemplate the human condition and our place within the grand scheme of the universe. Among the most definitive narratives is H.G. Wells's The War of the Worlds, where the arrival of extraterrestrials on Earth forces us to confront a critical dilemma. Can we band together when faced with an outside threat? The novel makes you question if humanity could ever achieve the unity needed to face the unknown. During the 1970s, Steven Spielberg's Close Encounters of the Third Kind elevated this idea to another plane. The film beautifully illustrates how making contact with beings from another world might provide answers to our most profound existential questions. But it also raises another issue. What happens if these beings are so fundamentally different that we are incapable of understanding them? This challenge compels us to examine the very essence of communication, and whether we can truly forge a connection with an intelligence that operates on a completely different framework.
This theme is also central to Stanislav Lem's Solaris, in which a team of scientists discovers an alien ocean capable of bringing their private thoughts and memories to life. This story poses a deeply unsettling question. What if our search for intelligent life ultimately leads us to a confrontation with our own inner demons and desires? The loneliness of being human in the universe can become so profound that we might prefer facing our own internal creations over seeking answers in the vast, indifferent, unknown.
Science fiction narratives do more than just investigate loneliness. They actively challenge our core beliefs. In Stephen King's Under the Dome, a small town is suddenly cut off from the rest of the world by an invisible barrier. This premise serves as a powerful metaphor for how, without any connection to the wider universe, people can begin to construct their own distorted realities. It forces you to wonder whether extreme isolation would make us more unified or drive us further apart, offering a stark reflection on human nature and our deep-seated need for connection. An especially compelling take on this is found in Orson Scott Card's Ender's Game. In this story, humanity is locked in a desperate struggle for survival against an alien race. However, the narrative eventually reveals that the true conflict is not with the aliens, but against our own loneliness and the failure to understand those who are different.
It suggests that our differences, rather than being a source of conflict, could be an opportunity for mutual learning. A message that resonates powerfully in a world where empathy is vital for our survival.
Of course, these stories also directly engage with the theme of space exploration itself. In Christopher Nolan's Interstellar, you witness humanity's desperate search for a new home across the vast emptiness of the universe. But what happens when we must confront the very real possibility that we are utterly alone in this cosmic expanse? The film makes you ponder humanity's role in the cosmos and our profound responsibility to the planet we came from. Our solitude can be terrifying, but it can also serve as a powerful catalyst for action. In Andy Weir's The Martian, an astronaut is left stranded and alone on Mars, facing the ultimate form of isolation. Yet, through sheer ingenuity and unwavering determination, the protagonist becomes a symbol of human resilience. His story teaches us that loneliness, rather than being a state to be feared, can be an opportunity to unearth our own incredible inner strength. It makes you ask yourself, is being alone the ultimate test of who we are capable of becoming?
The quest for answers in solitude can sometimes guide you toward profound self-discovery, a journey often mirrored in science fiction's exploration of technology's effect on our lives. Look at a film like Blade Runner, where the invention of artificial people poses an unsettling question. What does it mean to be human when artificial intelligence can flawlessly imitate our emotions? This sense of cosmic loneliness acts as a reflection of your own existence, complicating the universal search for connection, and making you wonder if we are so isolated that our own creations could become more empathetic than we are. As you delve into these narratives, it becomes clear that cosmic loneliness is more than a recurring theme. It is a direct reflection of your own internal struggles. Science fiction provides a protected space where you can venture into the unknown and challenge your deepest assumptions about existence, intelligence, and the nature of connection. Confronted by such a vast universe, it's perfectly natural to question the meaning of your life and the part you play in the grand design of reality. Ultimately, you can see this cosmic loneliness as both a heavy burden and a unique opportunity. The stories I've touched upon serve as a powerful reminder that while the universe might appear empty, it always leaves space for imagination, deep reflection, and the unending search for answers. Science fiction beckons you to dream, to pose difficult questions, and above all, to forge a stronger connection with your own humanity, suggesting that perhaps you are not so alone after all. The universe unfolds before you like an immense ocean of stars and mysteries, and it is within this vastness that humanity finds its place. Cosmic loneliness is a truth that demands your contemplation, raising the question of what it signifies to be human in a cosmos possibly devoid of other civilizations. In this conclusion, I want to explore the lessons we've learned and consider how these reflections have a deep and lasting impact on us. The notion that we might be alone in the cosmos can feel intimidating, yet it can also ignite a renewed sense of purpose. Picture humanity as the sole guardians of a flame in an infinite darkness, the only source of light in a sea of solitary stars. This powerful image reminds you that every single action counts, and that each gesture of kindness and act of creation can echo far beyond our own time and place. How can you ensure that the light we all emit does not simply extinguish with us? Every human achievement, from monumental works of art to groundbreaking scientific discoveries, contributes to a legacy that could be the only evidence of our existence. In a silent universe, each idea, story, and discovery has the potential to become a beacon for future generations, or perhaps even for hypothetical intelligences that might one day detect our signal.
While this thought can be overwhelming, it also bestows upon us a mission to create a meaningful legacy. This sense of duty extends beyond ourselves and into the future, forcing you to ask what kind of world we intend to leave behind. Earth is just a tiny blue dot in the cosmic expanse. It is our only home, and we have a profound obligation to protect it. As we confront global threats like climate change and the loss of biodiversity, the urgency to safeguard our planet becomes undeniably clear. The question is, are you ready to become the protagonist in your own story? The search for purpose in human life is a journey that we all undertake together, and within our cosmic solitude, we discover solace in our capacity to connect, to love, and to create. Your relationships, friendships, and experiences with love are the very lights that illuminate your path. Considering the possibility that intelligent life is exceptionally rare, you can begin to see your own uniqueness as a remarkable gift, choosing to view yourself as part of something magnificent, rather than feeling isolated by it. What if, instead of viewing cosmic loneliness as an empty void, you saw it as a space brimming with possibilities? Perhaps in this pursuit of answers, you will discover not only who you are, but also who you have the potential to become. As we extend our reach toward the stars, we must also weigh our actions and their consequences, because history teaches that knowledge is inseparable from responsibility. In our quest for new frontiers, you must always hold on to the values that define us as a species. This feeling of cosmic solitude also brings up questions related to faith and spirituality, demonstrating how these concepts shape your beliefs, and how the search for meaning transcends science to become a matter of the heart. Ultimately, this condition offers you a chance to become more deeply human. It reminds you that even though we are adrift in a vast universe, your experiences, emotions, and dreams are universal. And every individual story is a thread that enriches the great tapestry of the human experience.
We are facing an unknown future, but that uncertainty should not lead to despair. Instead, you can embrace this loneliness as a powerful call to action. Exploration, creativity, and cooperation are the very instruments with which you can construct a more brilliant future. All of human culture, in its myriad forms, stands as a testament to our innate ability to dream and to build. In an otherwise silent cosmos, every song, film, and book may become the only echo we leave behind, compelling us to ensure our cultural legacy is one worth preserving. In the end, this journey I've guided you on urges a deep reflection on your responsibilities as a conscious being. The search for answers may be a voyage without end, but it is on this very voyage that you find your own humanity. You come to realize that despite the boundless and indifferent expanse of the cosmos, it is love and connection that truly give our lives definition and meaning. Our solitude in the cosmos shouldn't be seen as a mere fact, but rather as a profound chance for us to develop, discover, and make a lasting impact. The crucial question isn't just about whether other life exists out there. It's also about how you and I decide to conduct our lives within this immense and breathtaking universe that envelops us.